Hello and welcome to a fountain pen review. This week I am reviewing the Lamy Imporium with a fine 14 karat nib. I think the design of this pen is beautiful. It's very elegant, very minimalistic, but still interesting. I think the ridges on the body of the pen feel great. The material is matte and the clip is shiny. The clip is hinged, very comfortable to use, even though I rarely use clips. Flat finial and a round one. It has a screw cap, and I think that the contrast between the lines on the grip section and the body of the pen is also interesting. The gold Lamy nibs are beautiful. This one is two-toned with a gold stripe in the middle, and I really like the stealthy look of an all black pen. The best part is that I feel that I can use any kind of ink, any color ink in this pen. The body is made of material. I also think that the cap is made from material, but from metal, but I am not completely sure. Check the text on this video to see if I checked after recording this. I like the design of many Lamy pens, but this one I think is the most beautiful, the most elegant. It really gives me an Art Deco feeling. The cap reminds me of the movie Metropolis, the silent movie. This pen is heavier than some of the other pens I have because it has a metal body. It weighs almost 47 grams with ink. And it weighs 34 without the cap. This one is a converter or cartridge filler. This is filled with organic studio nitrogen. The grip section in the center is 10.4 millimeters. At the narrowest it's 8.9, and on the top it's 11.8. I really do not like grip sections that are less than 10 millimeters wide, so this one is just large enough. The body of the pen is 12 millimeters. The pen is about 13 centimeters long. And now for a writing sample. As I said, it's a Lamy Imporium in black with a 14K fine nib. I bought this pen in fine because even though broad is my favorite nib width, I do have to have some pens for precise writing, for quicker drying of the ink. And I thought this would be a really good pen for meetings or other occasions where I might need a bit more precision. It's a very smooth gold nib. It writes very wet, even though the organic studio ink isn't the best flowing ink I've ever tried. It does flow well enough, and I think the color and the sheen is really beautiful. Doesn't really write in reverse. And I have tried this with Pilot Rhodia inks, and I've used it with diamine writer's blood, and for some reason I very often use red ink in this, and it is a wet writer, I would say, particularly for a fine nib. It just doesn't show very well with this Organic Studio ink. This was an ink sample I bought, and I am quite sure that I will be buying a bottle and probably using it in other pens that are even wetter than this one. This is of course a fine nib, so there are limitations to how wet it can be. This is a longer writing sample than I usually do, but I really like this quote, so I wanted to include it. Got one word wrong, but I don't think that's too bad for an informal writing sample. The quote is, "My two fingers on a typewriter have never connected with my brain. My hand on a pen does. A fountain pen, of course. Ballpoint pens are only good for filling out forms on a plane." This was said by Graham Greene. I disagree with Graham. I use fountain pens on planes as well. Maybe you can see the sheen when I do this. It has a beautiful red sheen. All in all, I really like this pen. I like the weight of it. I like the way it writes. I will probably not be filling it with a nitrogen again, because I think it makes it write drier than I would prefer. But both the ink and the pen are great, just not combined together. I think the stripes on the rib section help not to make it slippery. And this nib is slightly flexible, though I wouldn't push it too far. As you can see, it does railroad a little bit. I think this is because of the ink. It's an elegant and I think expensive looking pen. Doesn't usually get noticed by people when I use it, but I don't use fountain pens for other people to comment on them. I really just appreciate having beautiful writing instruments that give me something extra when I need to write something. Many meetings could have been an email, but taking my notes with a fountain pen really makes it more enjoyable, makes me more patient, and also makes it better to look through my notes again afterwards, thinking about the pen and the ink that I used. I do recommend this pen. It's quite an expensive pen, but if it's something that you are interested in and think that you might like, I would try to get to try it out before I buy it, but if you have other Lamy pens that you like, the likelihood isn't bad that you would like this one as well. If I were to change something about this pen, I would, as per usual, probably make it a snap cap instead of a screw cap. I would make it larger, and I would probably eliminate the gold stripe on the nib. I would like the nib to be completely black as well. I don't think it looks bad, I think it looks good, but I think I would like it even more with a completely black nib. And also the nib could be larger, but I don't really mind that either. This one has a small tendency to dry out, which is annoying. So if I don't use this regularly, it will dry out and I have to either push on the converter, screw on the converter, or do something else to start it up again. And I wish that wasn't an issue. Also, it has leaked when I have flown with it, but that is mostly my fault for flying with a pen that isn't completely full, because then the air will expand, as we know, and push some ink out. But it hasn't leaked anywhere else but in the cap. But I think it's a lovely piece of design with a discreet Lamy logo here on the side of the clip. Yes, I think you can see it there. And I'm happy that I bought it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate every like and a new subscription and everyone who watches my videos. It's really encouraging. And I hope to see you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.